Hi, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about goal setting and how that goes along with behavior change or creating new habits. We are just wrapping up our 12 Days of Christmas Wellness group, and each day we've had a new activity that we needed to implement. And again, it was a compound effect. So each day you were doing something new. For some of you, they weren't new things. They were things that were already established habits, and they were regular to your routine, and you didn't have to think or plan for them. Other things that even were seemingly simple, like drinking 60 ounces of water, eating a raw vegetable, and eating 1 or 2 servings of fresh fruit every day, those don't take any time, but they still seem to be somewhat challenging for people to do. It was challenging for me. I eat a lot of vegetables every day. I eat a ton of vegetables every day. But like Bethany, I tend to cook my vegetables, and especially in the winter where we live, it's a little bit harder to get good fresh vegetables. So that might have an effect. And also with my just getting braces, it's not easy to eat crunchy things. It's a pain. So, and I can't bite down all the way, so I can't chew very well. So cooking is a better option for me, but even so, I don't have to, if it were just vegetables, I'd be fine that I eat those every day. So again, how do we bring these in? These are simple tasks. How do we bring them in? And there's several different things to think about. First, I want to talk about ACE, A-C-E. That's awareness, choice, and then execution. So when you're looking for behavior change, first you have to have an awareness that you need or desire this behavior change. The next thing is it has to be a choice. You have to choose to do it. It has to be something that you want to do that matches with your values, which again, very important. And then it's about execution. So how do you execute this? Yes, I'm aware that this needs to happen. Yes, I want to do it. I choose to do it. But how do I do it? How do I go about it? And I think people rely too much on motivation, and motivation is temporary. You were motivated. Half of the people, we're down to about 50% that are engaging or seeing the posts in our group. Out of 26, we're down to about between 11 and 15 people that are engaged. And that's very typical for my groups. I don't usually have them this large, but this one was a pretty simple one that didn't really take much. I mean, there was a lot that I put into it, but it wasn't a lot of it was short, and there wasn't a lot of things that needed to be done. My other groups that are more focused and more in depth, those I keep smaller, and I know I will probably have only about 50% of the people that actually sign up and commit to it will be there in the end. And it might be just a time that it didn't seem relevant. What you were doing didn't seem relevant, or you didn't know how to use the accountability and the support. You weren't set up properly. You didn't have your goals in place. So when you're goal setting, they need to be smart. So first we have ACE, awareness, choice, and execution. Once you've made the choice and you're getting into execution as far as goal setting, that's really important, because again, motivation is not going to carry you. You are motivated tonight or tomorrow. Tonight when you go to bed, you're going to set your alarm to work out in the morning, but then when it goes off, you're going to hit snooze and roll over. That your motivation is too cyclical. You can't rely on it. If it's motivated out of something that is very significant, for instance, a feeling, a really strong feeling, which again is how behavior change. You need to find a feeling. It needs to be connected to something that is very strong. This strong feeling, and it can be positive or it can be negative. It might be a fear. If you have a fear of, if I don't do that, this is going to happen. And that's something I have a fear of. I hate the feeling of not exercising in a day. I hate it. I hate the guilt. I hate it hanging over my head. I had to do my workout this afternoon. I kind of screwed up my schedule this morning, which rarely happens, but I did. So I had to do it this evening or this afternoon, and I don't like it, and I drug myself down there. But I'm very thankful now that I did, and I'm glad that I have this good, nice feeling for the rest of the day and into the evening, instead of until I go to bed, I could still do it. And I don't want that feeling. I don't want that guilt. So it's connected to a really strong feeling that is either positive or negative. I am going to do it because I want that positive feeling. I'm going to do it because I don't want that negative feeling. But somehow you got to figure that out. So when you're goal setting, SMART goals, and that's an acronym for S is specific. You have to know what your goal, it has to be specific. It can't be this random thing. Hey, yeah, I want to do that someday. And it has to be measurable. So that's why I had you drink 60 ounces of water a day. That's why I had you have 1 raw vegetable. I had you have 1 to 2 servings of fruit. I put a number on it. You were going to stretch for 10 minutes. You were going to exercise for 30 minutes. And these were every day measurable for 12 days. You add one thing. Everything had a number. Everything was going to end. Now, some of you don't want it to end, and you need to know how to keep it going. Well, if you have, we need to bring measurement in for whatever it is you want to do. And we also have to have the next SM, A. A is attainable. It has to be something that you can do. So here's an example. Let's say you live in North Dakota, and you live in a remote area, and you live in a trailer. And this is not uncommon. And you want to do Ironman. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where I live, hosts Ironman every year. So you want to do Ironman in Coeur d'Alene. Well, you have that as a goal. It's unlikely that you're going to be able to compete because you have no pool. It's freezing cold, so you can't go ride. You have no trainer, and trainer like bike trainer. And running, you're working 6, 12 to 14 hour shifts a day. It's not attainable. You can have that goal, but it's not going to happen this summer. So it has to be attainable. It has to be relevant. These things were not relevant to you, so you didn't do them. And that's really important. So again, if you don't think that drinking water is important, that's not relevant. If you don't think that exercising 30 minutes is part of wellness, that's not relevant. If stretching for 10 minutes isn't something that you feel you need to work on, it's not relevant. So you're not going to be doing that. The next one is time bound. So time bound, meaning there needs to be an end date. We had, ours was time bound. We had 12 days. Beachbody programs are 21 days or 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So it's time bound. And I think that here you need to be careful about how you're measuring. Time bound and whether or not you are looking at performance, outcome, or learning. And performance and outcome, I guess, are pretty much the same, or learning. So when you have a bigger goal, so say you want to lose 50 pounds. Well, I want to lose 50 pounds and I want to do it, I want to lose 50 pounds by summer. So you've measured the number 50 and you have 5 months to do it. That's 10 pounds a month. That's pretty good. And that's where you need to break it down into smaller parts. That number still, if you've never lost or you've tried to lose 50 pounds before and it's never happened, you never were able to stick with anything, and so you never did it, then you already have this feeling of, I can't do this. And that's why it's even more important that you have SMART goals. But you have to appreciate the process of getting there. The process of getting there has to be recognized. So when you are planning and you have your goal, I want to lose 50 pounds by summer. So by the end of May, I've got 5 months. We'll break it down further. Then I want to lose 10 pounds a month. So you break that down even further. So 1 to 2 pounds a week, or 1 to 2.5 pounds a week. 1 to 2 pounds a week is the healthy way to lose weight. That's good. That's an absolutely reasonable goal. Well, you're not seeing the number. Each week you're not seeing that number go away. Then you're going to be discouraged, and you need to have something that you appreciate. Again, it's critical when they are bigger goals. You need to have something that you appreciate the process. You appreciate that you did it. You need to give yourself a reward, and a reward of, I did it. I did it today. Today I exercised. Today I ate healthy food, and I ate the right portions. I did that every day this week. You didn't see the scale move. So what? Because you have to appreciate the process and the learning of it, and even how you're eating. We have containers. We've got several programs where you use containers for portion control, and they're excellent. But how I use them with people is very, very different. I use them with athletes, timing their training. I use them with people who are just starting out, just to eat the right food at the right amount at the right time, and eat the variety. Then we start to fine tune, and we look at what exactly is going into that, what kind of protein, what kind of carbohydrates, and when, so that we can really fine tune the weight loss or the performance or whatever the goal is. But it has to be something that you're learning. As you learn, I can take you further. And that leads into having stretch goals. So you are when you're making a decision on change or behavior, you're in pre-contemplation, contemplation, then preparation, action, and maintenance. And at the action phase, you are all in an action phase right now with these wellness habits. So you're in the action phase. How are you going to take that into maintenance? Or are you going to relapse? So that's where I can help you more with how we develop triggers and the activity, and what the anchor is prior to incorporating the behavior. So if you're interested in doing more of that, or hearing more about how that would work with you, then just message me and we'll go from there.